I'm Jari Jokinen, Chair of Engineers Finland, which is a joint organization for Finnish engineering societies, TEC, IL, FIF, and DIF. And welcome to join us for this World Engineering Days webinar, which discusses belonging to engineering. We need more diversity also in the field of engineering. Welcome to join us.
Good morning. My name is Susanna Beiro, and I work as Research Manager at TEC, or the Academic Engineers and Architects in Finland. I am here to present the key findings of our study. I will start with some background information and then go through the main results. In recent years, sense of belonging has emerged in international literature as an important prerequisite for inclusion. It has also been identified as an explanation for the enduring gender gap in technology. Sense of belonging can be defined as the subjective feeling of fitting in and being included as a valued and legitimate member in a particular setting. In Finland, belonging in technology has not been widely studied yet. The aim of this study was to evaluate sense of belonging in the field of technology in Finland. The research problem was defined as who belongs in technology. In this study, belonging covers both the feeling of belonging, or I feel like I belong, and the experience of belonging, that is, whether one is seen by others to belong. It also includes the importance of belonging in technology, which has not been studied that often. This study was commissioned by Engineers Finland, which is a registered association of the 4 engineering organizations operating in Finland. The target groups were persons working in technology and students of the field. The study draws from 5 separate surveys conducted in 2021 and in 2022. The labor market surveys in 2021 include data on whether one can be oneself at work, while the surveys conducted in 2022 include a variety of questions on belonging in tech. In 2022, over 22,000 respondents took part in the surveys. In the report and in this presentation, I am mostly comparing the results based on the degree of the respondent, that is, whether the person has a master's degree from a university or equivalent, or a bachelor's degree from a University of Applied Sciences, or UAS for short. So, who belongs in technology? Majority of technology professionals feel like they belong in technology and also seen by others to belong. Up to 87% of those holding a university degree feel like they belong, and 84% say they are also seen by others to belong. The corresponding figures are slightly lower for UAS degree holders, but also among them, most agree with the statements. Belonging in tech is also considered important, with about 60% of the respondents agreeing with the statement. However, there are more respondents who disagree or who do not take a stand on the importance of belonging. We find very positive that most technology professionals feel that people like them can succeed in tech. Of those holding university degrees, up to 93% agree with this statement. Over 80% of those with bachelor's degree also agree. Majority also feel they have the right skills to succeed, although those with university degrees are more confident than those with bachelor's degrees. Moreover, most respondents say that they are proud of working in technology. As this male respondent describes, I am really proud to be in technology. I believe that we are striving to make the world a better place. Many similar comments were also given by other respondents. The people working in tech are proud of what they do and what the companies they are working for endeavor. Nationality does not seem to remarkably impact belonging. University degree holders with other nationalities feel they belong and also seen by others to belong, to the same extent as those with Finnish nationality. We were somewhat surprised by this, since other studies, and even other data in this study, indicate that being in a minority position may hamper the feeling of belonging. However, where there is a difference between nationality groups is in the importance of belonging. Up to 82% of those from outside of the EU say it is important to belong in tech, whereas for Finnish citizens, 65% agree it is important. Next, let's look at belonging in technology workplaces. 9 out of 10 respondents say they can be themselves at work. Here, there is very little difference between respondents holding university or UAS degrees. Of course, we hope that this percentage would be 100, but it's very encouraging nonetheless. This graph also shows the results from 2 other statements. While majority feel that they can get enough support from their work community, close to 30% of respondents with university degrees disagree. Also, while approximately 70% of respondents get enough support from their supervisor, about 30% disagree. Another pleasant surprise was that there is not much difference between age groups. We anticipated that younger respondents may feel less often that they can be themselves at work, but as you can see here, 89% of respondents aged 20 to 29 years old feel they can be themselves, compared to 92% in the oldest age group, 60 to 69-year-olds. Where differences emerge is when we look at the results by gender. Majority of both men and women say they can be themselves at work, although women tend to disagree more often, especially those with university degrees, of whom 15% feel they cannot be themselves at work. However, the situation of those identifying as other gender is quite different. Only 56% in this group say that they can be themselves, while 44% say they cannot. Although this group is small, the difference is striking. It is worth noting that in the labor market surveys conducted by Tech, gender is a binary variable, derived from the person's ID number. That is why the data from university degree holders does not contain other category for gender, like in the data collected by IL, where gender is asked from the respondent. This brings us to the next question. Who does not belong in tech? Similar to being able to be oneself at work, this study finds that men tend to be more confident about belonging in tech than women. While most women with university degrees say they feel like they belong, there is a clear difference in how others see them as belonging. 88% of men agree that others see them as belonging, but the percentage for women is considerably lower, 71%. Interestingly, there is no difference in how important it is to belong in tech. 66% of both men and women agree with this statement. Among UAS respondents, gender impacts belonging even more. While 84% of men feel like they belong in tech, the percentage share for women is 70%, and only 51% for those identifying as other. The results are even worse when looking at how other people see the person as belonging. Close to 80% of male respondents say that other people see them as belonging, but the percentage share for women is 60%, and only 46% for others. Nevertheless, those identifying as other also say it is far less important to belong in tech, perhaps also due to the feeling of not belonging. The comments here reflect the experiences of not belonging. A woman with a university degree comments, the only woman, again, in a team of 50 engineers. And a woman with UAS degree comments, as a young woman in the male-dominated field of technology, it is still sometimes difficult to get heard and understood, and to be sufficiently convincing. Another finding is that there are differences between the various fields of technology. For example, students of what could be considered traditional tech fields, such as machine and energy technology, building and construction, or ICT, feel more strongly they belong in tech than those studying architecture or science. While nationality or language did not remarkably impact the feeling of belonging, they do impact how the person feels at the workplace. English-speaking respondents feel less often that they can be themselves at work, as up to 24% of English-speaking respondents with university degrees report that they cannot be themselves at work. Therefore, I will end with the words of one of the respondents. A woman with a university degree comments that it is nice to belong to the group, but even better to belong to a heterogeneous community. There should be space for everyone, not only those who look and seem like my mirror image. Thank you for listening, and please contact me for any additional information.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me here, and thank you, Susanna, for the results of the study. I'm happy to be here and discuss the important topic. My name is Elisa Ruohonen. I come from Sweco, Finland. Sweco is Europe's leading architecture and engineering consultancy. Together with our clients, we design solutions that address urbanization with the power of digitalization. And we make our societies more sustainable. We have almost 20,000 employees and 3,000 in Finland. I work as a business unit director. Our unit is called City and Traffic. We design sustainable urban and rural environments, land use, city planning, traffic, roads and streets, and landscape architecture. As we do design for everyone, diversity among designers is important. At Sweco, we are studying diversity and inclusion, and we are setting up new indicators to find the topics and issues we need to concentrate. At the moment, our executive team creates diversity and inclusion targets and measurements. What comes to belonging in tech survey, there is much we can do in Sweco for advancing in belonging in tech. There is a need for more inclusive workplace for non-Finnish speaking employees. We translate materials into English, and on the other hand, we are planning to offer Finnish language courses for our employees. Also, we organize activities to promote the feeling of belonging. In the study, work community was seen as the most important group to belong to. As an example of this, we have a Sweco choir that uses the national language of music to create feeling of belonging. Personally, interesting to me in this study was the statement, "I have the right skills to succeed in tech." Male 89 versus female 78% agreed to this. As mentioned by Susanna, feeling of fitting is subjective and has to do with what is considered to be valued and normal. I'm happy that this has changed a lot in 15 years. For example, soft skills are considered very important at the moment, and multidisciplinary teams and multicultural teams are wanted. There is still work to be done. When we speak of inclusion, we often speak of groups and averages. Of course, there is much more behind these numbers. For example, in this study, the group of English speakers contains a great variety of cultural and language diversity, even some native English speakers. Diversity has always been around. Inclusion needs to be actively promoted. A more inclusive workplace is good for everyone. Everyone benefits of the right to be able to be themselves at workplace. Kiitos. Tack, thank you.
My name is Minna Tolkki, and I'm leading the digital services transformation in our services and solution R&D unit at KONE. I found the research insight very topical and important, and will reflect today on the research results from KONE point of view. KONE is well known as the global leader in the elevator and escalator industry. Our team's job is to make the world's cities better and more sustainable places to live. Our mission is to improve the flow of urban life. KONE provides elevators, escalators, automatic building doors, as well as maintenance and modernization solutions to add value through the building's life cycle. We call KONE People Flow Company because all these solutions are directly influencing how people move in and between the buildings. KONE moves over 1 billion people every day, We have more than 1.5 million elevators and escalators in our maintenance base. We have more than 500,000 customers, and we have around 60,000 employees globally. We work together to make the difference as one KONE team. With our diverse backgrounds, nationalities, skill sets, etc., we are all experts in our own job. The growth of the elevator and escalator industry is driven by the three key megatrends: urbanization, sustainability, and technology. More than 200,000 people are moving to urban areas every day. At KONE, we work hard to reach our sustainability targets to become a leader in all aspects of sustainability. Technology development is continuously speeding up, and we can utilize technology to bring new solutions to KONE customers. It also enables us to work smarter. Personally, I'm representing KONE Technology and Innovation Unit, where we combine the physical world, escalators and elevators, with the digital systems and solutions. We are committed to provide our customers with new experiences, new products, and new services. Particularly, I work in services and solution R&D, which is the digital and software arm of KONE. Our team consists of digital product leaders, cloud developers, hardware engineers, data scientists, and many more. We work in China, India, US, and Finland. As the work community was highlighted the most important aspect for technical professionals in the research. For example, in this community at KONE, the technology professionals can make an impact and develop themselves, as they can participate to transform the industry and have also impact on the urban flow of people and goods. Inclusion is a very important topic for KONE. KONE works in a male-dominated industry, and we are focused on creating a more inclusive environment for our diverse teams now and in the future. We all should be entitled to be ourselves in the workplace, similarly as the research also encourages us. At KONE, we believe that when people are valued as their authentic selves, innovation and work communities will flourish. To boost the inclusion and sense of belonging, diversity and inclusion are also embedded into the KONE culture and values. We have also set goals to promote diversity and inclusion. We plan to have 35% of the director-level positions held by women by 2030. We increase the experiences and perspectives by systematically hiring people from outside our industry. We aim to become as diverse as our customers and the communities we serve. We work together to build an inclusive culture that celebrates the diversity. We have a saying that diversity makes us unique and inclusion makes us powerful. According to research, most respondents believe people like them can succeed in tech and are confident of having the right skills. Learning and developing is a prerequisite to keep up with the fast-changing world around us. At KONE, we want to support our people on their continuous development, and we promote the 70-20-10 approach for learning. 70% of the learning happens through experiences, hands-on practice. 20% through social learning, which means mentoring, coaching, networking. And then 10% of the learning happens through formal development and training, attending or training programs or courses. We also utilize the individual development plans, which ensures that all learnings has clear goals, actions, and follow-up defined. The growth mindset concept is quite popular nowadays. And I think it is a great reminder for all of us and also for graduates that learning never ends, but continues all over your career. Developing this kind of a growth mindset and rethinking skills are two ways to face the challenges in an uncertain future. Being proud. The research shows that technology professionals are also proud of working in tech and that they feel that they can succeed in tech as well. This similar kind of proudness we widely see and try to achieve even more, also among our diverse group of people in KONE, through previously mentioned actions and many more. I see that professional work community, diversity and inclusion, continuous learning, and being proud and enthusiastic about your work are also the key drivers for us in KONE to ultimately improve the flow of urban life.
Hi, I am Nicole Ojala and I'm chair of Akava's student council and electrical engineering student from Metropolia UAS. Engineers and engineering students have a commendable sense of professional pride and unity. These teams emphasize the importance of the trade unions, especially from the time of studying. Feeling of belonging can be promoted when a sense of community is created from the moment you enter your studies. As well, student organizations and student advocates play a big role in this. The first engineering jobs during studies often create important first work experience. It is also the responsibility of engineers in working life to immediately include young people and students as part of the working community to help and encourage, and above all, to accept the new generations. Although the situation is surprisingly good, we should also emphasize equality. In particular, the experiences of gender minorities belonging in tech are worrying. Women also have a feeling of insecurity more often. Here, the atmosphere created by all of us, the employers, colleagues, and fellow students, is emphasizing again. Every engineer and engineering student is worth their weight in gold to our society. We need to treat each other accordingly. It is in the interest of all of us and hopefully also the desire that engineering is about research, innovation, development, planning, mathematics, natural sciences, and not about what everyone is like. It is matter of pride to be an engineer. Let's allow it to everyone equally. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here together with us in this webinar. I would also especially like to thank Susanna Bairo, Elise Ruohonen, Minna Tolkki, and Nicole Ojala for their contribution to this webinar. Have a nice day.